In a significant judgment today, a Supreme Court bench headed by Justice Ashok Bhushan has ruled that there will be complete waiver of interest on interest or compound interest on the loan moratoriums availed during the pandemic of COVID-19. This complete waiver of interest on interest is applicable to all loans which even exceeds the 2 crore limit set earlier. The court effectively set aside the direction of the central government and RBI to restrict waiver of interest on interest to certain categories of borrowers who had availed loans of less than rupees 2 crores. However, the following prayers made by the borrowers were rejected by the top court. Total waiver of interest during the moratorium period stands rejected. To extend the period of moratorium was rejected. To extend the period of invocation of the resolution mechanism was rejected. The prayer for sector-wise reliefs provided by RBI was rejected. Further reliefs over and above the packages already offered was rejected. While this case was being heard, the Supreme Court of India had passed an interim order prohibiting banks from declaring any account as an NPA on account of non-payment of the loan amount or the interest amount during the moratorium period. However, by this judgment, the interim order now stands vacated, which essentially means that the banks can declare any number of accounts as NPAs now. Today was the day 7 of the Maratha reservation hearing, where a 5-judge constitution bench of the Supreme Court, headed by Justice Ashok Bhushan, was hearing a batch of petitions challenging the constitutional validity of the Maharashtra SEBC Act, which seeks to give educational and employment quota benefits to Marathas. Solicitor General Tushar Mehta today informed the 5-judge bench that as per the central government's view, the Maharashtra SEBC Act was indeed constitutional. Solicitor General Tushar Mehta said, "Centre is of the view that Maharashtra SEBC Act is constitutional. We construed this Article 342A to be confined role of central government. Whether state's act is constitutional or not in Maharashtra's case, in our view, it is constitutional." Solicitor General Tushar Mehta has assured that whatever questions the court may have will be addressed. Solicitor General Tushar Mehta further said, "If court decides that states are not denuded of power to issue SEBC list after the 102nd Amendment, then it may not have to address the challenge to the 102nd Amendment, where the challenge is on the premise that the 102nd Amendment takes away the state powers." The hearing is set to continue tomorrow. A Justice Sanjay Kishan Kaul-led bench today disposed of the petitions filed by the Supreme Court Bar Association assailing the standard operating protocol put in place for the hybrid hearings in the Supreme Court, since the consultation was not carried on with the SCBA members, and one filed by certain petitioners challenging the Delhi High Court decision to resume full physical hearing. The top court has maintained that these are issues which primarily fall within the domain of administrative action, and that the top court is not in a position to interfere in these cases. However, Senior Advocate Vikas Singh and the President of the Supreme Court Bar Association said that they would not be left with any other option but to take the agitational path. Supreme Court of India bench led by Justice UU Lalit today agreed to examine a petition filed by BJP leaders Ashwini Upadhyay and Kapil Mishra seeking compensation for Vishnu Tiwari, a man who was wrongfully convicted on charges of rape and had suffered imprisonment for close to over 41 years. The top court issued notice to the central government on this particular petition. The petition by Mishra and Upadhyay primarily revolves around the concept of framing guidelines to prosecute fake complaints, and also to look into the issue of wrongful convictions, and also design a scheme of compensation in such cases. Well, in a reply to a petition filed in the Supreme Court seeking the establishment of a central monitoring body to regulate the content being broadcasted on OTT platforms, the central government, through Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, has informed a Justice D.Y. Chandrachud-led bench that the government has already in place the Information Technology Act 2000 and the Information Technology Intermediary Guidelines, which were just published in 2021 to deal and tackle with the issue of OTT platforms and regulate the content therein. The central government has also highlighted certain rules from the newly implemented rules of 2021 to state that the government has the power to immediately block certain content on OTT platforms on emergency basis if there are complaints regarding the same. The central government has also mentioned that it was after numerous complaints from numerous bodies that the central government brought in place the new 2021 rules. A Justice D.Y. Chandrachud-led bench today also stayed all similar proceedings on OTT regulation being heard by several high courts across the country after Solicitor General Tushar Mehta said that even after a notice was issued by the top court on the transfer petition, Punjab and Haryana High Court was hearing a similar petition on merits. Well, that's all from Supreme Court today. Do stay tuned with Supreme Court today tomorrow as well. And don't forget to like and share BarAndBench.com.